Hi, my name is Rob Barrett and you're watching Cooking for Dads. Today we're going to do a special cooking green segment because of Earth Day approaching. I'm not a huge Earth Day PETA type person because of some of the politics, but I think it is important that we are aware of some of the ecological issues with the things that we buy and the food that we eat. So we're going to make a salad since it's cooking green. We're going to make a beef and pineapple salad that's really yum. We're even going to make our own dressing to try something a little bit harder. So let's go get our stuff and be careful, you may just learn something along the way. You've been to the website, you've got your list, let's go. Okay, so obviously for a beef salad, the beef is relatively important. We're going to talk some various beef issues with our meat expert, Paul. Paul, you got kind of two different kinds of meat. You got these and then this grass-fed stuff. What's the difference here?
We have traditional beef, all natural, no drugs and chemicals, and then we have a grass-fed, all grass-fed. There's no grains or corns fed to the animal.
So is there a difference ecologically as far as the impact on the environment?
Just a lot less fuel used in raising the grass-fed beef. You don't have to plant the fields, plow it, and pick it.
And then, so this is corn-fed, so that means you have kind of the corn issues, the nitrogen.
You have the corn issues with the fertilizers and stuff that are put on the field, correct?
And then nutritionally, is there any differences between the two?
The grass-fed is very high in omega-3s, which are the good fats that you're looking for. The traditional beef just doesn't have them in it.
So this is almost kind of a healthy fat then in a way.
The fat is very good for you, correct?
As much as like it can be.
Right, as good as can be. It's like eating salmon and stuff. The omega-3s are huge.
Wow, great. I see there's a couple different kind of sirloins, and we're going to kind of recommend that as well as the ball tip. What's the difference between the sirloins? Which should we get?
Any of the top sirloins would work really well. You get into like the sirloin tips and stuff are traditionally a little bit leaner, so they're not going to be quite as tender. So,
wonderful. We'll try those out. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Get 2 heads romaine lettuce. Get 1 pineapple. Make sure you can squeeze it just a little bit. You're going to need 2 tomatoes. Get 1 red pepper. And now, useless shopping facts. Peppers with 3 bumps on the bottom are sweeter than peppers with 4 bumps. Thank you for watching. Get 1 red onion. Get 1 bag of tortilla chips. I like these blue ones, they kind of look cool. Get 1 bottle of steak rub. There's a whole bunch of different kinds, or you can get like a Lowry seasoning salt or like a Kansas City steak rub. Just get something that you can kind of put on your steak to make it spicy. You have a couple options for dressing. You can get like a sesame dressing or a vinaigrette dressing. You can buy those here. There's a lot of good choices. The Kowalski's one is great. The Brianna's dressing is awesome. We're also going to make one from scratch at home, and for that you're going to need these things. A lime, a clove of garlic, both canola oil and olive oil, red wine vinegar, paprika, onion powder, and crushed red pepper, a little sugar, and a little salt. So you know how I like to use Fantastic for cleanup, and I was looking on it the other day because I wanted to figure out what is even in this stuff. And I looked and they said go to the website, and you go to the website and you can't find out what they make the stuff from, which makes you a little concerned. So I heard about this other company called 7th Generation, and they make all these products and they use non-petroleum products. And so if each family in the US were to buy 1 bottle of their detergent for laundry, you would save 460,000 barrels of oil a year, just if we bought 1. So anyways, these are great products. Check them out at their website. We'll put the link up next to the video. But they make all these things and they really work. I'll show you a little test we did later. Seventh Generation, they make just a little bit of everything, and their belief is that whatever we do now affects the next 7 generations. I think that's really important. So we've got all of our stuff. Let's go.
You like paper or plastic?
So that was an innocent enough question, paper or plastic, but it actually has some major issues that go along with it. Do you use a paper bag, which is a renewable resource but causes a little bit more pollution to make, or do you use these plastic bags, which we use 14 billion of a year, 14 billion plastic bags a year? The issue is that they don't degrade, they stick around kind of forever. Look alongside the road next time you're driving. And the paper bag degrades in about 10 months, but it causes a little more pollution and uses up some of the good non-renewable paper that we have. So anyways, you got a variety of problems. We all know that petroleum isn't for making bags, it's for putting in our giant SUVs, but really, what is the answer? Obviously, the best solution is to bring your own bag to the grocery store, but I don't know if any of us are really going to pull that off on a regular basis. So I do like to go with paper, but there's some new exciting products out, and this is from a company called Perf Go Green. They have a new way of making these plastic bags. These are both for trash bags and hopefully for shopping bags coming up. It's 100% biodegradable. It is recycled plastic, and they break down within a year. So I may actually bury one in the backyard and give it a test. But I just think this is a really great solution to kind of a tough problem. So check it out. We'll put the link up on the website and you can go check out these new biodegradable plastic bags. We're gonna cook our steak now. That's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna do it in a frying pan. You can do it on the grill and that would work really well. We're gonna take our rub that you purchased. We're gonna sprinkle it on both sides. Let it sit for an hour or as long as we can. But if you don't have time, just fry it up the way it is. So cover both sides with your rub, kind of push it down, and then let it sit as long as possible. Well, that's long enough. We'll have to fry it up. Let's go. We're gonna lay it in the pan, let it cook for 5 minutes, and then flip it over. Bamboo's been getting a lot of attention as a green alternative to the things we use in the kitchen. We're going to find out more about that. We're here to talk with our plant expert, Kim, about how did this little plant become such a big deal?
Okay, well, we'll start out by saying that what you're holding isn't actually bamboo, though it sure looks like it. It's called lucky bamboo, but it's more of a little house plant than a real grass like bamboo is.
Okay, well, we'll get rid of that then. It's kind of nice to clear up that urban myth, if nothing else. So this is really bamboo.
Yeah, bamboo is a grass and grows in large stands really rapidly out in the world, lots of tropical places.
I've heard that can grow up to like a foot a day.
Maybe even as much as 3 feet a day, depending on the type of grass. There's lots of bamboos.
Okay, and so what are the ecological advantages of bamboo as opposed to just plastic or a hardwood?
Okay, well, bamboo right now is really well thought of because it grows so easily with little water, fertilizer, pesticide input. So it's considered very renewable, very earth friendly.
And are there any downsides, or is there another side of the coin that with this whole new trend?
Well, one thing that we're looking at and are worried about, but it's not happening right now, is we don't want farmers to decide to clear cut and remove forest land to start to grow bamboo instead. And then also, one of the concerns is if it becomes a crop more than a natural growing plant, you'll have the problems of all monocultures where you might have to start inputting more than you do now.
Great, well, we'll try it out and we'll get back to you. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
As you can see, you have our bamboo cutting board and our plastic cutting board. People have made fun of my cutting board since I started the show. The bamboo is great. It's really pretty. The downside of the bamboo is you have to have 2 of them. You really need one for meats and one for vegetables. You don't want to kind of cross-contaminate, so you do need 2. You can't put this in the dishwasher, and they do break down after a while. They are softer on the knives, which is good. The nice thing about this is that they're 69 cents. And they're flat. You can curve them. I'm going to kind of stick with this for now. The bamboo ones are really cool. Maybe we'll do some vegetable cutting on those to show you what it's like. But it's kind of a wash, I think, either way on some of the bamboo stuff right now. You've got your 2 heads of romaine lettuce. First, we're going to wash them. Then we're going to cut them up really small. We're going to put them in a bowl. 5 minutes is up. Flip your steak. Another 5. I like my steaks medium rare, kind of a little pink in the middle. If you want it more done or less done, cook it for a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. Remember, we're going to actually slice this up, so at any point you can cut into it and check. Wash your red pepper. Cut it in the middle. We're going to take out this white stuff, these ribs in the middle. With all these vegetables, we're going to cut them really small. You don't want to be slicing up your salad as you're trying to eat it. So the cutting part we're going to do here in the kitchen so that once you serve it, you're just eating it. So cut them into little bits, probably about a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. Cut them in slices. And cut them crossways again. Dump that on top of the lettuce. Okay, our time is almost up. We're going to cut into it. See how we're doing? Oh, all right, that is perfect for the way that I like it. I'm gonna pull that off, let it cool down on a plate. Steak is done. See how easy this cleans up? It's clean up easy. That was fried on steak, and that just all came right off. All right, take your 2 tomatoes, cut out the little white stems. I'm gonna slice these in half, lay them down. I'm gonna cut them long ways. Remember, kind of use your finger as your guide. Back it up a little bit each time. Then cut them this way, cut them across. Or as you would say in Wisconsin, across. You want to have small pieces. You want to have a variety of vegetables in each of your bites. This is actually a chopped salad that we're making. I probably should have said that earlier. Take your red onion and peel it. Cut off one end. Cut it in half long ways. Make long parallel cuts, not all the way through. Turn it sideways, turn your knife on an angle, and cut down. Save this for the dressing, if you're gonna make it. Perfect amount. Okay, we're gonna use about half of our pineapple, so we're just gonna cut off the very end, cut it right in the middle, cut off the sides, cut it in half, cut out the core, lay these pieces down, cut them in strips, long ways, and take those and cut those into bite-sized pieces. Keep them small. Since that was bamboo, we're actually going to use a separate cutting board for our meat. We're going to cut across the grain and at an angle. Cut across those slices to make smaller pieces. Put that on top. Now we use the ball tip steak because of the grass-fed part. You can get a sirloin that's grass-fed or just use a regular sirloin. Make sure you get the top sirloin because that's really the tenderest of that cut. And now the final touch, take about 2 handfuls of tortilla chips and crunch them on top. Like this. I like to put them around the edge because it kind of gives it a cool look. At this point, you're pretty done. If you want to use your store-bought dressing, just pour it over the top and then toss it all together until all the parts are intermixed. But we're going to show you a little extra credit lesson here. You're going to learn how to make your own dressing. You can either use a 1/4 cup or a small container. We're going to just do equal parts of everything. So do a 1/4 cup of canola oil, 1/4 cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup or thereabouts for sugar, a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, spoonful of salt, spoonful of onion powder, 1 chopped up clove of garlic, a very small handful of leftover chopped up onion, a couple shakes of red pepper, a little shake of paprika, the juice of 1 lime. Stir that up. Make sure the sugar dissolves. Let it sit just for a little bit. Okay, that's long enough. Pour on your dressing, toss it around, and you are ready to go. And you gotta kind of eat this right away. These chips will get soggy if it sits for too long. That's it, beef and pineapple salad. Everyone's gonna like it. I'm Rob Barrett. You're watching Cooking for Dads. Cook well and cook green. It's worth it. Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.